Hey, what's up guys? Today another episode. I'm going to talk about LED strips, how I power them, how I control them, because none of them have smart controllers. I'm going to show you how I mounted them in several places, and at the very end of the video I'm going to show you a very cool idea how you can apply LED strip in your car. Stay tuned! First things first, LED strips. This one, the thinnest one, has the smallest LEDs, as you can see, and compared to the others, it's kind of a half size. These are actually not my favorite because they do not generate enough light compared to the other strips, so nah, rubbish. Another one, which I kind of like, but I'm not sure if you can see, gel on top becomes yellowish within the time. So it's not as transparent as it used to be. It doesn't affect the color itself, but if you're going to see the gel somehow, somewhere in your application, it's not going to look very nice. So it's like a so-so situation. As you can see, this LED strip, which is RGB, all those three are RGB. This one is RGB and white. These two has the same amount of LEDs on a 10 centimeter cut. Although this one has twice as much, which is very nice because in some applications you may need more light because the space where you have is either short or you need extra loads of light. These are super cool as well. The last option that I like kind of the most, that you have a row of RGB LEDs and a row of white LEDs. So if you would like to have white color, you can just light up the white ones. And if you'd like to have just RGB color, you can light up RGB LEDs. I'm going to show you the trick. If you bend them like so, it's just impossible to have like 90 degrees corner flushed nicely. But what I have figured out, that if you're going to use a knife and if you're going to cut a triangle here without cutting the connections, so you have a triangle here, and now you can bend this triangle without bigger effort, flip it to the side, and you have 90 degrees connection. You have to be careful though, because it's super easy to break this part, and then your whole connection is going to be broken. But remember, using a knife, cutting a triangle, and then bending whole piece of tape into whatever angle you need can help you kind of a lot. We have LED strips covered. How I like to mount them. The milky profile, this one I like, but I cannot say this is my most favorite, mostly because of the price and the amount of space that you have here. If you're going to have LED, you can still see a tiny spot. So apart from this one, it's aluminium profile I use in the kitchen. I need loads of light, so I use this RGB W strip. This one comes mounted from the top and you can see only from the front. You won't be able to see underneath. Aluminium profile looks very good, gives you more space and kind of a more flexibility compared to this solution. Another one, C-shape profile. And this one I have been using in my basement, and I installed a strip inside and it's being glued on top. In my basement, where the ceiling is not very high, it's possible that you actually may see something from the bottom. And seeing LED strip from the bottom, it's not a good thing. I prefer not to show how the lighting is being done. So that's the C-shape profile from plastic, and the cheapest. As you can see, it's classical L shape. If the ceiling comes here on top, you can glue it nicely because it's not that heavy. It's actually wide enough to fit RGB W strip. These are the solutions that I like to use at home. This one is being used on the corridor stairs. This one is being used in the basement. This one is being used in the kitchen, and this one is being used, for example, in my daughter's room. In very many situations, your LED is going to be stick to the kind of a ceiling area, so the gravity is going to pull everything down. So I really recommend to put additional glue in some places here, so that the whole strip has like extra glue in some places every 10 and every 20 centimeters. This is just regular hot glue gun, and it's also kind of a transparent glue, so I'm recommending this one to use it in all your applications if you have a tendency that your strip is falling off. Alright, I would like to talk about the controls. This is the most common control that has the least buttons. It doesn't have as many functions as this one. As an advantage over the smaller one, it has the DIY colors that you can predefine. Some remote controls have 6, some additional effects around the edge. The latest way of controlling within this app, you can choose whatever you want. So any type of color has additional, as you can see, warm white. The app is straightforward. All right, that's a controller thing. Now the controller part. Let's maybe open this one as well. As you can see, the small remote control for a smart controller, the Magic Home app comes in such a small package. It's super inexpensive, 5.5 centimeter. This one isn't smart, but this one is perfect for places where you don't have much space. I have installed this one particularly in the car. It comes wrapped within the kind of a foil, which I removed right now just to show you the difference between both of them. They do the same thing, basically. They work the same way. They are not smart, they're just regular RGB controllers. The technology behind this one and this one is the same. And I just want to show you how the board looks. So much better built, right? It's smaller. Infrared cables, all of those controllers have infrared cables. So far, this is my favorite. This one comes with regular RGB, or additionally, it can have 5 pins. This one has 4, but the one that comes with 5 pins has additional white pin to control RGBW strips. Okay, and now how to power them. This is the standard European flush. This one, of course, doesn't fit. So what I usually do, I just cut a hole here, put this one in the wall directly. You don't see it anymore. So, for example, all you need to do is hide this one inside. Non-smart, smart controller. This one as well, that can go inside the wall. Yeah. All right. All right. I'm going to present you a few situations where my LEDs are being used. So first of all, would be corridors. On the stairs, I've been using the L-shaped profile.
Power brick and controller are being flushed into the wall. You can see the infrared diode sticking out from the wall.
Another application is kitchen, where I'm using the L-shaped profile, the aluminium one, because I like the surface in front. I think it's just decent. my kids behind their heads. Or under the bed, I'm using the profile with frosted cover, which is pretty cool because apparently the way how I want to glow the room is the floor. So this one comes very useful in this particular case.
Because of this profile being so shallow, you can actually see the spots from the LEDs. This is what I've mentioned before.
Our bedroom, those LEDs are not smart, they're not controlled. With your mobile phone, we have just regular 3 remote controls in the entrance where you can turn them on immediately next to the door, and one is for my wife, another one is for me. So you have 3 more controls, but that's how it's being done. Another example, bathroom on the ground floor where the LEDs aren't smart.
As you can see, the strip is really bright. It's RGBW.
Turned on to a specific color all the time, and a motion sensor.
This regular RGB strip under the shelves has about 1.80 meters. The one above the mirror is about 1.40 meters.
The last solution that I have, especially for you, is the installation in my car, the strips on a ceiling of the car, on the roof of the car, which look amazing at night because you can have a disco feeling eventually if you want, and super practical if you have kids, and works perfect and you cannot see it, and it's being 15 euros, powered by a cigarette power thingy. As you can see, we're sitting in the car right now, and here on the sides I've got LEDs installed. And on the other side as well. And these are being squeezed under this rubber edge cover here, and I'm using this, and the controller itself is hidden here. You have infrared receiver, and the controller is being stuck here, so this is the smallest one, and the electricity cable goes here and down there. It goes there into the socket in the trunk. Silly small lights here on the side, they don't give enough light anyways. Gives you enough light during the night when you want to drive and pay attention to kids what they're doing in the back seats. I hope you liked this episode. See you next time. Subscribe, comment, hit the bell button. Adios!